What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Randy Cornelius Boyd, back with another video from Inimitable Productions.
Grow the hell up, because that is how it is.
Did you miss me?
They howl.
Before I met you, the sun was like a yellow grape.
I think I handled it pretty great. No! Bad! I better get a manager up here right now or I will start capping people and I'm not even joking, mother...
Okay, so I watch a lot of TV and I watch a lot of movies, and so I was thinking one day, I was like, wow, there are just like some TV shows that I was really like heavy into but like just fell off from, and I made a list. And I'm going to read and talk about the TV shows that I fell off from and why I fell off from them. There will be spoilers, so this is your spoiler alert. But most of these shows are like, if you haven't watched them by now, you probably just have no intention of watching them. So I think you'll be fine. And if you have watched them, comment below why you finished them, what you liked about them, what you didn't like about them, maybe why you stopped watching them as well. But we're going to go ahead and just get to it. So the first one, which I might get a lot of flack for, is Scandal. I know, Scandal. I know. I love Shonda Rhimes. Grey's Anatomy is one of my favorite shows. I like Private Practice. I loved How to Get Away with Murder. I finished all those, or still watching Grey's. Never got into Station 19. But Scandal, I did love when it was when it first came out, but then I just fell off from it. I think I honestly stopped watching consistently when they tried to assassinate Fitz. But I don't even think that's true, because I definitely watched some episodes where Millie was president. So I don't know when exactly I stopped watching, but even when I was watching Millie as president, I think that was like inconsistently. But I kind of just, I don't know, I just lost interest in the story. I think, you know, Kerry Washington was always doing her thing. The actress who played Fitz's wife, Millie, she was doing her thing when she was president. And then I kind of got lost interest in the side stories too, with the guy who worked for her and had a son who he was hiding from because they couldn't know he was alive or whatnot. And then the other girl started working against Olivia, I think, once she got pregnant from that other guy who used to work against them. And then everything with Jake. I loved everything with Olivia's father and her mother, but like, I don't know. You see how I can't even like remember where I stopped watching, because I just wasn't interested in the show as a whole. So I think that's why I fell off. I might go back and finish some of these shows on this list. I have gone back and since finished recently, actually. Speaking of that, the next one on my list is Teen Wolf. Now, I don't know if everyone was watching Teen Wolf like I was, but like, I really thought MTV was in their bag with Teen Wolf. I forget what year it even came out, but I think I was in high school. It was a teen drama that I really hadn't seen too much like with werewolves. Obviously, it was like based off the old movie or whatnot. But Teen Wolf, I really loved it, and then I actually did just start rewatching it on Hulu like within the last couple weeks, and so I'm now on season 4, which I found out is where I stopped watching. It's funny because going back and watching it, it seems almost like Power Rangers, like the way that it's like every season is just like, who's this new villain and who is this new team of supernatural people who are fighting this villain. Of course, there's always like Scott and the main people and Styles and Lydia, but then every season they're like adding wolves, coyotes now. Jackson was the Canama, something, cannabis? No. And then Allison died at the end of season 3. They started bringing in Kira more, trying to make her the new love interest, and I think that just lost me. And then they brought Kate back, which I'm watching right now, and then Jackson turned young. It just seemed like they were trying to do too much, I think, with season 4. And I'm probably going to finish it now, rewatching it, but definitely fell off. And I think by the time it was in season 4, I was in college too, so I wasn't too much the target audience anymore, probably. So I fell off from Teen Wolf. Now, the third show on the list is something I've also gone back and rewatched and finished. Pretty Little Liars. I was watching Pretty Little Liars when it came on ABC Family, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, for the most part, watching it growing up, there was good storytelling elements, and everything was a twist, and there was a lot of suspense, and you're really just trying to figure out who A is, or who the new A is, and who's torturing them, and who's lying about what, and who's going to get caught about what. But I definitely remember falling off, I think season 5 or 6. It was when they jumped ahead 5 years. I have since finished it, all 7 seasons, and it's crazy. Even going back and rewatching it, I was like, there's some things about this show that are just like cringeworthy, like all the predatory behavior that they normalize and romanticize with all of these older men who are taking interest in these high school girls. Like, why was this always such a big plot point for them to have it in every season? And then Arya marries Fitz like it's just supposed to be normal that this man who knew that she was underage when he started dating her fell in love with her, and also previously was dating her best friend Allison. Fitz dated Allison, or was seeing Allison for a little bit, so that was weird. And then at the end, when I went back and finally watched it a few weeks ago, they had this thing where at the end where the whole thing was it was Spencer's twin sister who was now torturing them, and I thought that's when they just went down the drain, because that was just so unnecessary, and it was lazy storytelling. That's almost like the whole thing being a dream. And it was boring with Allison coming back, and she was just this weak person now. Everything that was like their storylines where they jumped ahead 5 years was not the most interesting. But anywho, Pretty Little Liars fell off from. It was weird watching it again, but I was rewatching it on HBO Max because they are rebooting it with another series or continuation, and I enjoyed watching it and knowing I finished it, but again, there were some issues that just bothered me now as an adult and viewing it with this new understanding of what predatory and grooming behaviors is. So aside from that, I didn't too much mind the show. Okay, now this next one I kind of feel like people have similar experiences with not finishing it, but some people did finish it, but even the ones who did finish it didn't love the last few seasons. Orange is the New Black. Now, I will give them their flowers, to be one of Netflix's first original shows. That's when I really started watching Netflix, when Orange is the New Black came out, and it was great. It was so great in those early seasons, but then I fell off once they had the riot and they were holding the guards hostage and they killed Hussein. I fell off after that, and the episodes started to feel like they were dragging to me, and it wasn't keeping my interest anymore. I felt like they had done such great storytelling in the early seasons about these characters and, this world of this woman's prison. I just lost interest. It wasn't keeping my interest. Okay, number 5. And these aren't, I keep saying numbers, but they're not ranked in any way. I literally just have a list. But anywho, number 5 is Being Mary Jane. And I don't even know how I feel about this one. It was good. And Gabrielle Union was great. I think I fell off once they had, what's his face on there? When they had Michael Ealy on there, and she cheated on the British guy with Michael Ealy. I fell off. Oh, I remember. She moved to New York. And it was just, her family wasn't as involved in the show, and it was just different plot lines and storylines they were trying to tell from 2 locations almost. So that's when I fell off, when she moved to New York and had the whole thing with Michael Ealy. And number 6, Blackish, which a lot of people take issue with. The show existing, or what it is, or a lot of black people just don't feel like it's a good show, or a show written for black people. Now, my family and I, we loved it when it first came on, and it was funny. It was Tracee Ellis Ross. I love Girlfriend, so I was always going to support her and love what she was doing. I thought Anthony Anderson was funny. The kids were funny. The whole family was funny. The grandma and the grandfather, they were all funny. It was interesting. You know, they had these cutaways and flashbacks, and I liked the structure of the show. And I honestly only fell off because I think it was just a matter of like timing, and like it was like, oh, I got behind watching one season, and then I just felt like I couldn't keep up, and so I felt like it was too much to go back and finish where I pick up where I left off. I remember she had the baby, Rainbow, had postpartum depression after she had the last baby, and I thought that was great storytelling. And then they had Grown-ish, and the daughter left. Yeah, I fell off from Blackish. I had nothing against it as far as like it feeling like it was for black people or not for black people. I enjoyed it. Okay, the next one is Sabrina, the new Sabrina series on Netflix. Now, I was watching because I kind of know one of the actresses, Tati. She was at, we were in the Spelman drama department together at the same time for a little bit. So I watched the first season and I liked it, and it was, you know, it was dark and it was interesting, and Tati was killing it. What made me stop watching this show is that I felt like they were putting episodes out too fast. I don't know the actual timeline, but you know, with Netflix, it's like you have a season and then you gotta wait a whole year for the next season. And with Sabrina, it felt like there was one season and then it was like a few months off, and oh, now season 2 is here. And it's like, dang, I thought I had a whole year, so now I'm watching other stuff. And then it's like some months go by and you're not watching season 2, and you're like, oh, season 3 done came out already. And it felt like they just kept putting out seasons after seasons, and it was like, wow, this is so much I'm behind on now. So next on the list is Revenge on ABC. It was a great show. It was like this really dramatic story, and this girl was coming back to get, I'm not going to summarize it, watch the show. But anywho, I fell off once like her dad came back or something. It was a lot. Every season was so much, and the story was getting just more and more convoluted. It was too much to keep up with. I definitely loved the early seasons of it. So I don't know, I might go back. There's so many other shows I could watch. I might not watch any of these shows that I say I will, except for this next one. What I will go back and watch is, and catch up on, is Good Girls. Love Good Girls. I think I just fell off again because of timing with what was going on in my life, and you know, I just felt like I just was trying to watch this show every week, and then I just got busy and couldn't anymore. But love it. I have nothing bad to say about it, but it's a great show. I don't think I'm even too far behind. I might be like 2 or I don't know, it might be 3 seasons I'm behind now at this point. But love the show. I definitely have every intention of going back to catch up and finish it. Along with this next one, I think, which is the last one, number 10, Superstore. And I never hear people talking about this show, but it's so hilarious. It's on NBC. It's about, you know, these wacky employees and a Superstore, Walmart-like Superstore, and it's so funny. And again, the characters are so outrageous and the things that they say, and it's just so entertaining. Again, I think I just fell off because I was behind on it one month or so, and then just never got caught back up. Again, I have every intention of watching Superstore. If you don't watch it, but you like The Office and you like Parks and Rec, it's not a mockumentary style show, but it's like the same structure of like, it's just these people in this workplace who have big personalities and are funny. But yeah, Superstore, watch it. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, me talking about what I remember about these shows that I fell off from and stopped watching. Again, comment below, what were your thoughts on some of these shows? What are some shows that you recommend I do watch if I'm not going to waste my time watching these other shows? And I watch a lot of TV, so I might make another video probably about the shows that I do watch and have loved and have continued watching throughout the years, like Grey's Anatomy. And so that's what you guys have to look forward to. And I also might start doing some reviews on movies that I've watched, because I watch a lot of movies too. And you know, I just spend my time watching movies and TV a lot, so like, why not use it to make content for you all? Hope you enjoy, and let me know what I should review or what I should watch and what you guys think. All right, bye guys.